talking about one-handed signals in scuba diving. You may have seen in one of our other videos, we talked about signaling gas with one hand. And we've had some people ask if we could do some more one-handed signals. So we're going to do that today. The first thing we're going to do is, how do you ask how much gas someone has? Usually we do this. How do you ask? There's a gauge on the car that is our fuel gauge. So you can do your thumb, question, how much gas? That is a one-handed signal for how much gas do you have. Holding our S&B, on our way up to the safety stop. Hey, you got plenty of gas in the safety stop? And then they would answer, 70 bar. That is the one-handed signal for asking and answering. Now, that's great if you're in single tank back mount. If you're in side mount, there's a couple different ways we signal gas in side mount. Some people will point to the cylinder. Hey, in this cylinder I have 120 bar, and then in this cylinder I have 100 bar. I will typically either shake this arm or tap it, 120, tap this one, 100. So this cylinder or this cylinder, if I'm holding something I can't use my left arm, this cylinder, 100, this, and I can still do that with an S&B. So I got the spool in my hand, tap here, 100. So there's different ways of doing that with back mount versus side mount. Now you're on a deeper dive, you're 30 meters deep. You want to know how much NDL your buddy has left. So a lot of us, we're not all diving the same computers. So our conservatism on our computers are all set differently. So you can say, question, this is a question. This is supposed to be a pinky held straight up. My pinky doesn't go straight up because I cut it.
Ouch!
So the tendon doesn't work anymore. That's what it's supposed to look like. So, question, this, which means deco if you're doing technical diving. But if we're not technical diving, if we're just doing NDL dives, this is, hey, how much NDL do you have left? I have 2 minutes. Good. 2, you can just say 2, or some people will do 2 and like a clock, right? The hand on the clock, so 2 minutes. Good. Now, if we start getting down, say we got about 2 minutes of NDL left, we want to start making our way back up. Gotta stop. That is one hand for working our way back up. Or either one of those works. If we're going to do a safety stop, so we're working our way back up, we want to make a safety stop, say up to 6 meters. For 3 minutes. Yes? And I will respond back. We're going to go up to 6 meters for 3 minutes. Good. Instead of doing this, which now takes 2 hands, we are all doing this with just the one hand. Now we're on our safety stop. Now this is a 2-handed signal. And it's supposed to be a one-handed signal video. So you look at your computer on the right hand. Hey, I'm clear. So you've done your 3-minute safety stop. In technical diving, it's, hey, I've cleared my deco. I'm good. But you can do this with the S&B in your hand because we are static at this point in the water. We are stopped at 6 meters. The next one is you're diving with your buddy, and either you want your buddy to lead or he wants you to lead. So how do we determine leader? We could be diving side by side, or we could just dive at a staggered position in the water. Say, you, leader. So you're leading. Right? Hey, let's go that way. You lead. We're doing our dive, and now we need to shoot our S&B. Am I going to shoot mine? Are you going to shoot yours? Are we both going to shoot ours? How do we determine that? Typically, you would do that on land beforehand. You'd make that decision. But if you didn't for some reason, or you're diving with an Insta buddy, you say, hey, you shoot. So S&B, some people do it this way. It's the S&B expanding as we go up in the water column, right? Or this way. Either way works. I know what you're going to mean if you do this or this. So you shoot the S&B, or stop, watch me, shoot the S&B, okay? For some reason, maybe I'm having a problem with my regs, right? My primary reg's not working, hey, something's wrong. Watch, I'm gonna switch. Switch regs. So, 2 fingers, switch. And then I would make my switch. We also use this again in technical diving when we're doing our switches to our deco gases. So a switch, and then we do our switch protocols. But that is how we can tell someone, hey, we need to switch regs. If you're in a situation where maybe coming up in the blue isn't an option, or like here in Ahmed and in Tulumban, the area we're diving in, we're not just going to come straight to the surface. We're going to swim back to our entry point on the beach and come up. So we don't just signal up because we're not just going straight up. If I tell you this, you're going to say, okay, and you're going to start your ascent. That's not what we want to do. We want to swim back to our entry point and go up. So that is how we signal out and up. Same thing if you're inside a wreck, if you're certified in wreck penetration, you can't just go up in the wreck, obviously. So we're gonna go back to our exit and ascent. There is some things we use for danger. This is typically, if we're doing wreck diving, cave diving, this is do a tie off. So it looks like this. This could also be a signal for, hey, that is dangerous. I use a different signal. There's a lot of people in the world that use a different signal. A little controversial. I'll say, hey, that, dangerous. If we're diving with our buddies that we frequently dive with, we're going to know our own hand signals. We've all talked about it. We've discussed them. Maybe you get in the water and your buddy does something you don't understand. You come up to the surface. Dude, what was that? Oh, I didn't understand what you were saying. Or how about next time when you need to signal that, we do this instead. So you develop these signals in your team, and you understand them. If you're using 2 hands to signal gas, like a 100 bar, and you want to start going to 1 hand, and you have frequent dive buddies that you dive with all the time, then make sure you let them know, hey, this is how I'm now signaling my gas. I found it to be better. I can still adjust my buoyancy, hold my S&B or whatever I need to do, and still signal gas with 1 hand. Make sure that you're telling them any updated signals you are now using. And make an agreement. Okay, yes, we're going to use that from now on. I like that. So, and if you have an Insta buddy, or you're with the instructor or a dive master here that's guiding you, make sure that you are stopping before you get in the water and going over these hand signals. Those are just some of the one-handed hand signals that I use frequently. If there's anything that you have a question about, ask down in the comments below. Any videos you want to see from us, we are taking requests from people, like this video was a request from somebody, so thank you for that. And stay tuned, we got a lot more videos coming up in the future. And I believe the next video I'm going to be shooting is going to be the 5 things new divers can work on to improve their diving. Thanks for joining Prana Dive. Like, subscribe, hit that bell. I'll see you later.